Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish everything on Rumble, which at this time now will catch up with XCOM 2 until it reaches the final episode of the first season. Again, I will reinforce that in the future, still this year, I will start season 2. In the meantime, I will introduce other gameplay series, and I probably will. I was thinking about I have some games that have similar gameplay as XCOM 2. I've got Year Mutant Zero, Road to Eden. I think I'm going to do that. It's a kind of a shorter game per se. It's shorter than XCOM 2, but it's a twist on the variation of the how it plays out in terms. It's a turn-based strategy game, but I think it's more narrative focus. I will introduce that one, I think, like the third gaming series. And of course, with Prey, everything is okay. And today I will launch the first episode for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That's the name of the game. I will start off that gameplay series. Then I have to get around and do the thing here. I might have to start doing some completed gameplay series I have by genre or something like that. It's getting pretty full, but yeah, everything seems to be on par and on schedule at the moment. Again, I mentioned like 1 week and a half ago regarding live streams. I will see how I can do everything. But I cannot promise anything. I don't want to commit in saying that I'm going to do something without the possibility of to do so, especially with live streams. But yeah, still my plan is to do at least a couple of them, like test the connection of my internet connection mainly, and also the system if it can basically stream and record everything in 4K. And if the internet can handle all that bandwidth demand from streaming at 4K 60 frames. But yeah, if not, I will start at least probably doing 1080p streaming or 1440p, depending on how things go. But my main goal is 4K 60 in everything that I do. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how I can manage to go around that. And yeah, everything is also published here on the blogger stuff as archived posts there, and also on Patreon as for extra support. So news, still got a little droplets here from CS. I think I didn't cover. I covered quite extensively what Coolermaster brought to CES, but I didn't cover this one. Specifically 2800 watt power PSU, and this one is interesting because I think it has a specific goal here. It can handle 4 12-volt power connectors, which by itself it's the 4 times the danger of having exploding or not exploding but melted GPUs there, mainly again because 12-volt power unit. Again, I'm going to rant a little bit here. As you can see, this single connector has to deliver up to 600 watts of power, which by itself it's not good. You have this PCI things, the 8 PCI CPU stuff here for the motherboard and for the CPU, and for older GPUs or older or even current GPUs. As you can see, 4 of them can deliver 600 watt powers. They, to a certain degree, the cables and the connections itself of these connectors are overspecified as a margin, safety margin there. While this 12-volt power connector and cable and everything and connectors, I assume they are basically on the limit of the specification for delivering 600 watt power. And again, I will rant about that these connectors, the connector itself, because the problem is on the connectors, because it's the connectors themselves create resistance in the circuit. In terms of overall completion of the circuit, the connections are usually where the main resistance on the connection is. That's why we see basically this situation of melting on mainly on the GPU side, Not only because the physical connector itself it tends to get a little bit looser, which only creates more resistance on the circuit, but because usually I assume that the 12 volt power from the PSU side usually is basically on the background giving basically 600 watt power, and the sense pins basically just unlock the demand of those four phase things, which is one, I don't know which increments it is, 600 150 at a time, basically. And yeah, the fact that usually this side of the PCU is usually already popping out, at least in the connector, 600 watt, and the sense pins just basically unlock the part of the GPU that needs that much power. That's why there is like a demand on let's say 600 watt power on the GPU side. It will suddenly increase, like the current is increased there, and I think that's why we have already some resistance there. It's increased the resistance and usually can melt the cable, because in electricity, the more resistance you have on the connection, the more heat you will generate, and so forth and so on. Then the plastic melts and all that stuff. But yeah, regarding that rant that I usually do with the 12 volt power pin, I think this will have to be revised. Or they lower the power specs on this one to be constrained, I don't know, 450. I think it's a safe thing there, and implement better specifications on the physical connector on the GPU, because it still seemingly gets a little bit loose here and there. I think that they need to or revamp the connection by itself to handle 600 watt power, or they just need to lower down to 450, which I think, given that there is a lot of stuff on the market already, I think it's the easier way to go around. I think limiting to 450 watts. I don't know, this can be done with the sense pins thing here. You just basically cut the sense pin, so or I don't know how it will work, or yeah, it can work with the cable stuff, because if the cables have the sense pins removed or changed around to just deliver 450 watts, I think it's more easy than replacing all the physical connectors in terms of manufacturing, and the fact that we already have a lot of them on the market there. But yeah, that's my rant. But the fact this can handle 4090s or other 4 GPUs that have this kind of connections, I think it's more about a lot of small companies that will need some GPUs here for AI work. Again, this is, I think, on the chasing the trend of AI, and instead of having several systems or several adapters from a more powerful GPU, they just select this 4 GPUs on the same power supply, or for 4090s, or a mixture of everything for AI work. At least that's my speculation here. I think it's more aimed for that, because normal system, we don't have the, how they called it with NVIDIA, they had the bridge link. I forget how it called the technology. You have like 2 GPUs to game. It was something, I had one of those things, and I know with AMD it was Crossfire, and with NVIDIA I completely forgot the name of that thing of connecting 2 GPUs to do to simulate one GPU. I completely forgot, I'm sorry. But it was Crossfire from AMD, if not mistaken. But yeah, usually that's not even supported. So yeah, I think it's more for AI work, or even like production work. I don't know, in terms of I don't see the demand of, for example, having more than one GPU for production work in terms of video editing and everything. I don't think it will compensate that. But yeah, I think it's more about AI stuff there. And also we got a no-show regarding RX7000M series, so no laptops with the mobile GPUs from AMD, which is kind of weird. Even though there were some from Alienware, I think they were announcing or supposed to announce some of their laptops with the 7000 GPUs there, which they changed to 40 GPUs. I'm not sure if it is kind of maybe a stock issue. They couldn't deliver that much GPUs, I assume, because the offerings that they were doing for for the mobile stuff was only based on Navi 41, just one SKU, and a lot of SKUs from Navi 43 from AMD. And I suppose that for laptops, the middle range is the most useful. But yeah, it's kind of weird. We didn't see anything. We don't know what happened there behind the scenes, but yeah, it was a no-show on CS, which is kind of sad because no competition there. It's always not very good for the consumer there. Yeah, but this is like the remaining stuff that I saw from CS. I might bring up one or two things that might escape me and in upcoming videos here. But yeah, in terms of gaming, we got some like 2023 roundup stuff there. According to this company, VG Insights, maybe Video Game Insights, they say basically throughout how they use data from Steam and other sources to estimate sales, and similarly they're being very accurate in their numbers. And they say the global PC gaming market grew to 9 billion in 2023 at around 80% year-over-year increase from 2022, which by itself, I think it was not a bad year in terms of overall sales. But yeah, last year, again, Baldur's Gate was the easy front runner in terms of both units sold and revenue generated, which is very, very good news. Followed by Hogwarts Legacy. Third place, we got, in terms of units sold, we got an indie co-op or little company. Honestly, I never heard of this game. But we got in third in terms of revenue generated, it's Starfield, which is interesting because there is a lot of Xbox Game Pass. I don't know if, again, I don't know how they count the numbers, but it sold a lot because of the hype generated and everything. But yeah, independently of the game is good or not, it was third, but at least shows kind of a trend, which is live service games or games as a service. It's not going very well. Yeah, we don't have like top 10. It's basically single player games. I don't know, Battlefield Remastered has something to do with it. I don't know what kind of game this is, but yeah, from what I've been seeing, you only have, in terms of revenue, you got the EA Sports stuff, which is the football or soccer stuff there, and yeah, the rest is very, very low. Not even Call of Duty or anything. Because Call of Duty, I think, has microtransactions, but yeah. And on Steam, basically 14,000 games were released there. Even though only the top 10 Steam games are making 61% of the revenue, which is a lot. Even though supposedly around 930 Steam games made over 1 million in revenue in 2023, which is yeah, it's even though it's not that much regarding overall games, but yeah, we see a lot of not so good games or not interesting in their conception. Some of them I see a lot on my discovery crew, a lot of clones of games, of even clones of clones of clones of games. People trying to chase a trend. They just want like a patched up game. It doesn't look good by the presentation alone, so that's why there is 14,000 games launched on Steam, a lot. It opened the floodgates when Steam introduced like kind of a marketplace. Everybody can launch a game there. But yeah, overall it was not it was a very good year for gaming, especially with complete experiences like Baldur's Gate 3 and Hogwarts Legacy. They had some DLC stuff there, but overall not DLC, but small content, I think, like for the premium editions and everything. But Baldur's Gate 3 basically just launched the game and that's it. Complete experience for a fixed price and that's it. And that's how the trend should keep going. But yeah. And lastly, we got Wulong Fallen Dynasty Complete Edition will launch in February 6th. So with everything they've launched so far, it will be a complete package, similar like GOTY Edition to a certain degree. Yeah, it will launch worldwide February 6th on all platforms that is available, including Steam. I'm not sure if I'm going to play this game. But yeah, at least there is a market for this kind of games, very similar to Neo, not Dark Souls because it's more action oriented, but it's very similar to Neo. I think this is from Team Ninja. Again, I don't remember exactly which games they did, but it's very much in that vein there. Yeah, basically this is it. I'm just going to wrap up with some gaming deals. Now the Plague Tale series is on a deal on the single game, so you don't need to buy the bundle to get the promotion. Here you can buy the one of the game by itself, and the first one is 80% off, and the second one is 55% off. We got also Cocoon still 30% off until the 18th. Steam we got also Vampyr. It's one of those that I want to try out. It seems interesting enough, and at 80% off I think it's a good price there. And also Firewatch, $2. Kind of a short experience, but very narrative driven, and the narrative itself is very compelling from what I understand. So I think it's an excellent deal for this price here. And on GOG we got Deus Ex Mankind Divided. So this is the digital deluxe edition with all the little things there, with all the packs that they have in terms of guns and everything. And two story DLCs, System Reef and Criminal Past, which it's one of those games I will do eventually. I have already, I'm not sure if I claimed it or if I bought it. I think I bought it from Steam a few years ago, but I managed, I think I played some parts of this game, but I completely forgot what the story is all about. It's the sequel to Human Revolution, but I don't remember anything from the story here. But it's very interesting, and yeah, it's one of those that I'll eventually play. And we got also Jack the Lion Free. It's one of those kind of turn-based tactic, turn-based tactic strategy games. You've got a squad of mercenaries to go around and do jobs, and then you have to maintain the squads and everything and contracts. This one is very much in line with the mainline series of Jagged Alliance 1 and 2, and the original guys from those games came back to do this Jagged Alliance free, and it's 34% off on GOG at the moment, no deal on Steam. It's one of those that I will eventually go around and play a little bit here. This is kind of my jam here, even though some systems are more intricate than, for example, XCOM. But yeah, for today this is it, guys. Not much happening. It's Saturday. Tomorrow I will not do anything on the channel, and I will be returning on Monday with more stuff here. Eventually I will try to get around on the live stream stuff, so pay attention on Twitter. I will or on X, Twitter X, I will announce something if I do something regarding the live stream stuff. And with all that said, I'm just going to plug in my Patreon here for extra support, which is for storage, mainly for having to have extra space for the backups of the stuff that I do for my private clients, and also for the videos that I do on YouTube. But yeah, with all that said, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, Kunamy Master out.